Let's see, yeah, my name is Trip Shaw, and this is Four Corners Farm, and we're growing on about 8 acres. It's our 16th season. Some of what we grow more of is potatoes, asparagus, lettuce, tomatoes.
I'm your host, Andy Chamberlain, and I take you behind the scenes with growers who share their strategy for achieving the triple bottom line of sustainability. These interviews unravel how they're building their business to balance success across people, profits, and our planet. One ask I have for you is if you can leave a comment or write a review. There's a feature enabled right now called Fan Mail, so you can send a message via text to the podcast right from the link in the description. These come through as anonymous, so if you want to be known or would like me to reply, let me know who you are in the message. Give it a whirl. It's quick, easy, and free, and I'd love to hear from you. Today's episode comes to you from Worthington, Massachusetts, where we visit with Trip Shaw of Four Corners Farm. He's been growing over 16 years and produces over 8 acres of mixed vegetables for his newly built farm stand. We start off the episode in the new farm building, which features a front porch, farm stand, wash pack space, walk-in cooler, and even a commercial kitchen space where value-added goods will be made to round out this farm stand, including coffee, sandwiches, and other tasty goods grown right here on this location. We talk about his Farmall 140 tractors outfitted with new Tilmor tools, walk through the fields, and check on the greenhouses before circling back to the barn. Thanks for listening.
All right, let's see, my name is Trip Shaw, and we're in Worthington, Massachusetts. I guess we're just a diverse vegetable farm. Some of what we grow is potatoes, asparagus, tomatoes, lettuce.
And where do you sell it? Is it all retail?
50-50 wholesale, retail. The River Valley Co-ops down in Northampton and East Hampton are probably my better wholesale accounts. Some restaurants, a few CSA members.
Yeah.
But yeah, the farm stand is kind of what I enjoy more, I guess, just because it comes to you.
Right.
Absolutely. I used to go to the farmer's market in Pittsfield. I don't know if you maybe passed through there or by there. And then COVID happened and they stopped it, and then I didn't go back to it, and they're a lot. I don't know, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So yeah, the stand.
It's just fresh.
Yeah, for the time being.
So you just built this last year, right?
Yeah, we just more or less finished it in December.
Okay.
The stand part.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just this first year with a cooler.
Yeah.
I've been using just like coolers like that. I guess for like 15 years now, just with ice packs.
Oh, just like yeah,
for
coolers.
Yeah. So I'd have them up on crates, so they'd be this level, and you could just. But they worked.
Yeah. Right. You fill them full of ice.
Just like a milk jug.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's creative. Yeah.
Just throw that in the freezer at the end. Just have a rotation of them or whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was part of the FSIG grant.
Nice.
And
how big's that cooler?
This one's 10 by 14.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, it's kind of a mess in here.
No, you're in construction.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even have the final permit signed off on yet.
Yeah.
So
you're putting it right to use.
Yeah. We're just
nice. That's a good size cooler.
Yeah.
We just put up an 8x12 CoolBot.
Yeah, I remember
unit just like that.
I saw your story there, and that's kind of encouraged me to pursue this.
Nice.
And it seems to work good. I haven't brought it down yet below 46, so.
Yeah.
But
shouldn't be a problem. Ours held just fine in the heat of summer, so.
Nice. Yeah, otherwise I've had this now for good, 12 years. I think I probably bought the plans off Michael
Michael Kilpatrick's
Yeah.
plans, yeah, off the green spinner
Or
here.
maybe I found them, I don't know.
Yep.
But it works good, except I couldn't, you're supposed to have like PVC slats,
Yep.
so you can just take it in and out, and I couldn't get that to work, so I ended up bolts, and it's kind of,
Bolted the
tedious.
basket, and then you put the greens right in here.
yeah, and then unbolt if I want to be switching baskets.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, we have this local grant thing, the Hero Green Spoon. I don't know if you heard of that.
Nope.
But we just got this green spinner from Neversink.
So this will be your wash pack space?
Yeah, the trench drain here.
Yep.
I thought I was gonna get grates right away, but they're very expensive, I realized. I saw you had something that you were looking at,
Yeah, the, what's that called? Fiber grate.
okay.
It's a fiberglass grating material. That might be a good option for you. I think it's fairly durable, lightweight, so it's easy to, take it out for cleaning. It's a lot cheaper than a steel grate, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Less durable than a steel grate, but you're not exactly running forklifts over it all day long either, so.
Yeah. For now, the plan is just when that's over it, I'll just have this off and it'll just kind of live over it. And
Yeah. When did you get this rinse conveyor? Have you used it yet?
no, December, middle of December, end of December, because it was part of the contract. The grant didn't get announced till late, I guess.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, radishes, I mean, I've got a good amount of radishes. I should probably get up in wholesale, but I saw some farm today that they started just bulking them, topping them, and so I might just do that because they don't hold well in the field. Or I put the metal up, and I didn't have a great plan. I didn't know what I was going to do above the door. You can see how
Oh, yeah.
kind of notched it out, but I guess not quite enough.
Yeah.
It was opening smooth, but
So I guess, the door should have been framed in just a little bit more.
I can just
Now you know.
snip it back. I just have to get to it. Yeah, that was also also that Hero Green Spoon grant. That one's been really good. It's $2,500, but it makes you really kind of think about, I don't know. Like the mulch layer wasn't much more than $2,500. That wasn't either, and both of them have been kind of game changers.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this clean stuff. I couldn't, maybe because it was dry last harvest season, but I couldn't see wanting your carrots or potatoes cleaner than this thing
Yep.
does. But I know, Phoenix was running them through a barrel washer, then into that.
Yeah. When they're doing bulk bins after bulk bins at a time, and it's highly variable too, depending on what kind of soils you have.
Yeah.
If people have heavier, stickier soils, then they'll use the barrel washer as a first pass and the rinse conveyor as a final rinse, essentially. But yeah, most get away with just a barrel washer.
Yeah, our soil's heavy.
Is
Well,
it?
last year it was so dry that carrots came out clean.
Well,
Yeah.
popped free.
Yeah.
This is a really nice space. You're gonna like this once you get it, set up and rocking and rolling.
Yeah, it wouldn't. I feel kind of indebted to you guys. There wasn't many resources, and it was like all those case studies was invaluable. Just, I don't know, stuff I guess I don't know why it didn't seem more intuitive, but
Yeah, it's helpful to have an example of what other people have done, and
yeah,
then to have a meeting with us and kind of
just be able to ask questions was,
fit it up and see how it sizes up to your farm. Like, I really like the metal in here. Like, that's maintenance free, metal walls and concrete floors, and you'll be set up for your career.
yeah, the metal was nice. We were actually, this is what's going to be the kitchen.
Okay. I like the door.
Yeah,
The sliding vinyl door.
it was like $80 from Home Depot, which is
Price is right.
relatively cheap.
Yeah.
Considering we were looking at like, I kind of looked at legit restaurant doors that were like $700.
Of course. Yeah.
And what mainly got me thinking of these instead of, I was gonna just do like a sliding one like I did for the farm stand.
Yeah.
But for the door up there, I got a water spigot coming off the wall.
Uh-huh.
So it wouldn't have worked for that. And then I was just online and somehow like these popped up.
It looks perfect to me, yeah.
As long as the health department is okay with it. I mean, it seals, I think,
Yeah.
unless you want like a full-on human door,
Right.
then I think
I'd say that seal's pretty darn good.
a screen door would maybe be my next try if
Yeah.
they have a problem with that. But yeah, this is a truss form material.
Oh, yeah.
So
Wow.
initially I was like, oh, we'll do this in the wash pack, and then I priced it, and man, yeah, it was a lot. And they also they made one that I was looking at, like a rib core or something it's called.
Yep.
But that seemed tedious too. And then I talked to another one of your case studies was that footprint farm.
Yeah. Taylor?
Yeah. She encouraged the metal, so. Because from her picture, I couldn't tell if she had the rib core or if it was metal. And
Yeah, she's got metal.
but
Are these lights wired up?
yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Nice. That looks great. This is an awesome space. So you said this is the kitchen area. So what are you gonna do in here?
Hopefully turn as much stuff from the field into kind of to-go stuff, or maybe eventually some value-added
Yeah.
items, but
To-go items. So like pre-made salad sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
yeah, maybe that would be some of the first stuff. Pre-made salads, maybe self-serve coffee,
Yeah.
but some stuff that are less labor-intensive.
Uh-huh. Well, you only have like
Cookies. And
3 things in your farm store right now, and you've had car after car showing
Yeah.
up, so I think you're in a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, every year gets busier. I mean, you drove, what, from Route 9? I think,
I don't know.
up 143.
Yes.
So you probably saw we're somewhat isolated.
Yep.
It's like 30 minutes to a grocery store, 20 minutes to a gas station, so.
Is that an oven?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so bread and stuff. My wife is planning, she's gonna do all the baking.
Okay, yeah.
And it kind of just worked since, just to combine all the stuff in one building. Like,
Yep.
I would never take a chance on this stuff standalone, you know what I mean? But it works with the farm, I guess. So.
Yep. I really like the windows into the farm stand area too.
Yeah, these I got off a guy Alan in New Hampshire, Seabrook.
Okay.
I forget, Stratford windows. It's surprisingly hard to find people to make. They're like barn sash windows. I just copied the design from my parents' barn. They just rest on the wood.
Uh-huh.
I painted them recently, so I'll get them going smoother. But,
Yeah, it'll take a little bit of working, but
otherwise, I mean,
just having glass between here is
Yeah.
great.
we looked at
Yeah, not that you're really...
Marvin's or whatever, and you can't get that much glass for. It was going to be twice as much as this was for, like half as much glass or something
Yeah.
opening.
How big of an opening is this?
12. I'd say 12 by 8 maybe, or something.
Yeah, probably.
I know these are full 10 pieces, and
It's a big window.
yeah, I don't quite know what inspired having it open like that. I kind of liked the idea. I thought more there was gonna be like, you're gonna be able to make stuff and just like kind of put it out. But,
Oh, more like cafeteria style, but...
yeah, but with like a shelf or something, I don't know.
Yeah, well, it gives you the option too if you want to. You could easily pass stuff through or close it up and keep it like an observation area
Yeah,
so people can watch the
you
bakery
lose
and
privacy,
process.
but no, yeah, I think also, yeah, it's nice. Yeah, they come in, they're like, oh yeah, it's getting made right there.
It lets a lot of light in too from that open porch area into the kitchen all the way to the back.
Yeah. Yeah, and it might get hot in here, so maybe some breeze on.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, we'll see. It's all new. Yeah, I just filled out the application for the inspection.
Yeah.
My only question mark is the floor. It takes a mop, but you can see even this. They poured this 3 slabs at this and that separate, and this. See, it's more polished.
Just a little bit. Yep.
Yeah, as it turns out. But so yeah, I don't know. That's my only question mark. Otherwise, I think we have our bases covered. The 3-bay, the mop, and the hand wash. I know Vermont's got all different.
Yeah,
stuff in
every
there.
state is different with their.
And then Maine. I mean, Phoenix said their town's not incorporated, so there's no no permits.
Yeah, and I know kitchen
anything.
spaces is different than washback spaces and stuff like that. But yeah, if they give you a hard time if the floor's too rough, like it's not that big of an area to put an epoxy flooring down, and it's
Like a 2-part one, or is it worth it? The 2-part, or
the epoxy floors are really nice. We have it in our shop, and it makes cleanup a breeze from oils and whatnot, and be easy to mop too. So, especially with the fresh concrete, it'll stick really well.
all right.
So you won't have problems with it peeling up. Like if you try to put it on an old slab, oftentimes they'll actually come through with like a grinder and surface the concrete to make it rough.
Yeah.
To give the epoxy something to stick to. So that's an option if they say yeah. But
Was it stuff you used 2 parts? You had to mix it.
we
or-
had a company
someone-
do it,
okay.
so I don't even know. It just
Because they
came in.
have, I saw some stuff. It's like a 1-part. But I don't know if it's as good or.
Right. You want a
wouldn't mind
heavy
even
duty,
doing it every few
more
years.
of epoxy than a paint,
Okay.
because it'll be really hard. Durable.
We could look at some of the field stuff, I guess.
Yep,
if-
absolutely.
I don't know how much time you have. I shouldn't.
No, I've got all afternoon.
Yeah, there's one of the 140s. These are the backbone of the operation. They pretty much
Daily
do
driver, huh?
everything. It takes a lot to keep them going, though.
You like it?
Oh yeah.
Seems like a good sized tractor.
Yeah, the Tilmor has been a game changer. I was just thinking of that the other day. Because I only got into the Tilmor stuff like a few years ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. Before that, it was like have you ever used any of these?
No.
Just like the old, I don't know, you're pretty limited to 1 row. At least the setup I had, it was pretty primitive. But now with this like toolbar, like a 2-inch toolbar, I can put all sorts of stuff on it. And then yeah, I did the 3-point hitch conversion. So that opens up more possibilities.
Yep. So these tractors didn't have a 3-point hitch
Correct, yeah.
originally. Oh yeah, that looks like a wise upgrade.
But yeah, I love them, they do. I just love the belly mount.
Yeah. Good visibility.
Yeah, they're not, I mean, I'm slowly learning. I have a friend who's like a wizard, and he helps me. But yeah, it's not like, it doesn't take a lot of mind to keep it going. It's just kind of knowing. Like we were like, on the other one, we were struggling. He gave me some stuff to do, like rebuild the carb and whatnot. And then it turned out to be the points, but we put in new points, and then we had less spark, and it turned out the brand new points had like a little bit of corrosion on them.
Oh.
And yeah, he's like, oh, just sand that down. Man, stuff like that is. So everything you do is like 3-point hitch. You're cultivating, or?
Yeah, I'm just getting into cultivating right now. I have a couple. I got some spider gangs last summer
Okay,
that I tried with some sweet corn, which worked all right.
nice.
So I'm new to cultivation.
All right.
But we lost a bunch of vegetable crops because my between plastic rows became unmanageable. You know,
Yeah.
out there in July with a weed whacker is not good weed management.
Yeah, for between plastics, I admittedly got the like edge of the plastic finger weeders, but I don't know if it's fully necessary. I like just discs. You can almost get by with discs and like spiders.
Yeah.
To kind of throw dirt on and then kind of like take dirt away, and and then basically just hit in the the foot pass is most of it
Yeah.
with the shanks on the back or whatever. I got garlic. I can kind of show you how I lay that out for cultivating with those.
Sure.
That's kind of like the only thing that's growing right now. Hey, you check out
You
the
got a
other
really
tractors.
nice site here.
Yeah, it is. I lucked out. This has an APR on it,
Okay.
so you can't. Luckily, our language in the restriction allowed for a farm stand. Some don't allow for any structures, I guess.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, this is the other 140. And this is like I guess a raised, is yours a raised bed
Yep.
layer?
So you've
So-
got the Tilmor raised bed layer, raised bed former, plastic mulch layer with drip tape.
Yeah, except I don't really run drip
No.
just because we just got town water over there, and I don't know. The one year I did finally put drip down a couple years ago, it didn't stop raining.
Yeah. I've laid drip the last 2 years and have not hitched it up at all. So it's like, come on. But
Yeah,
I know that dry year is
it's
coming.
like insurance. I
Yeah,
guess, right?
it is. Yep.
But no, so yeah, the front's got the two discs in this to throw the soil.
Okay. Yep.
At least for mine. I don't know if yours you got to throw it or your back end does it all.
Yeah. The bed former gathers it all.
But if I get my soil real nice, I'm able to just do it one pass. Just lay the plastic instead of shaping the bed, then coming back and throwing plastic on it.
Yeah.
It all just works with my kind of row spacing that I already got with the
Yeah.
Tilmor. So
No, I like that you're set up appropriately as far as like you're utilizing the belly mount
yeah,
of the tractor to lay plastic, which makes sense, you know.
that's my tillage tractor. It's like about 43 horsepower.
Yeah.
It'd be sweet to have a big one, but it does but yeah, that Perfecta has been a game changer.
Is that what you use for primary tillage?
Yeah, that's basically, as long as I can get at things like the rye.
Yeah.
You can see the rye up there I didn't hit yet.
Yeah.
If I can get at much before that, it won't get bound up.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I've never had a plow.
Yeah. For good or bad, you don't have one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like you said, as long as you get the rye before it gets too
I
gnarly.
don't know if I've ever done things properly, but I just do what works for me and what I have.
No, I've seen pictures of a green fender, and I almost messaged you. I'm like, what tractor is that green fender?
It's an 86. And yeah, I've had it for quite a while, and
John Deere 1250.
I just swapped the oils on it basically, and she's been pretty good to me.
Good. It got a grapple bucket on there, forks.
Yeah, this was a pain, but it was a learning process. Man, I spent all last summer, we just put this new switch on me, my friend Chris. I spent all last summer thinking it was a hydraulic issue because I couldn't get my tilt to work.
Uh-huh.
And it was a switch that went. And this company still exists in like Jersey, CPI switches. It was like from the 80s, and they're still, so it's like a really hard switch to find, that 3-wire switch, I guess.
Huh. And that's what controls
Yeah, it was just the electrical issue
Okay.
for my tilt and my grapple. It switches between the cylinders, I guess, to lift or raise that.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess better keep moving because of on the weather it said like prepare to take shelter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's what I was using, those Oliver discs.
Oh, yeah?
Kind of borrowed from a friend.
Yeah.
And I still actually use them if I got to use them on the plastic because that's biomulch.
Yeah.
And if the rye gets tall or the weeds are tall, I got to use them because the Perfecta just totally gets clogged.
Uh-huh.
And you're just dragging stuff. Garlic. This patch I'm planning on winter squash, just because it's relatively far from where I had it.
How many
year.
acres do you have in production?
I think 8.
Wow.
Or 8's like, tilled and I
Yeah.
cover crop it or cash crop it.
No, that's quite a bit. And how big's your crew?
Oh, I'm kind of like working on that. Yeah.
So what's it been?
And then my wife, she was doing all the labor with me.
Yeah.
She was working at the post office, and then now with the babies, she's so then last year I had hired a couple guys that kind of were just like, hey, you need help? And yeah, I don't know, labor has its, I guess, challenges too, but at least I kind of like got the idea that I'm able to pay people, but it's a whole new thing. I gotta think of it more as certain jobs I don't know, like today I called up my friend, hey, you want to come help plant onions? And just pay him some money. Or like we just planted these potatoes, and my buddy Chris, who's the mechanic, he just hopped on the planter took us like 2 hours,
Yeah.
You give him $40 and I don't know. I've been trying to just more, I guess, tools or whatever for the tractor to
keep hired labor at a minimum.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
Or even like that greens harvester, stuff like that. It's like they say it's like having 4 people working for you.
Yeah.
It just, I was getting, I went through this the other day, and the 3-point hitch on the one that I showed you up there doesn't have this like stabilizer in the back, so my rear things were drifting, so I took some out here and there, but
lost a few.
But yeah, this is so far no hand weeding. And last year I was able to do the crop without getting out the tractor, just by finger weeders. Eventually, start off with I don't know, whatever, smaller stuff, and then work up to more aggressive cultivation, I guess.
That's cool.
This year I don't know. The first thing I went through was, I forget, some like subsoilers. Because after the winter, the ground was, you know how it gets. It's like concrete.
Yeah, it can get hard, yeah.
These are, I planted carrots and beets in these beds, mostly just because I had this much, what's the word, budgeted for garlic.
Yeah.
But I didn't end up needing all the space, so it laid bare this winter. I didn't get rye on it, so it made it easier to get a nice seed bed
early.
Yeah. But I'm gonna try to torch. I got a flame weeder.
It's a good idea.
It looks like the beets are probably trying to come up with the carrots. I don't know. I've had luck sometimes with an early carrot seeding where you just get the carrot up and not that mad of weeds.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll see.
What'd you seed this with?
The yang, or how you say it?
Yeah, yang seeder, jang seeder.
Yeah. Until again a couple of years ago, it was either Earthway. Yeah. Then I got the yang, and then just the push, and then I got the yang that goes on the 2-inch toolbar.
Yeah. And
then I got 2 of them, and I could do 3 rows in here, but for cultivating, yeah, 2 is already sweet for me, because before the Tilmor stuff, it was, like I said, just 1 row. So like it took up a lot of space, like a single row of carrots every 4 feet, right?
Yeah, that's not a great use of space.
But these, I mean, when the carrot tops are ripping, it looks filled out enough to me. Or lettuce, I do 2 rows, everything, just the 2 rows, and it, to me, pushes out just fine.
Yeah.
If you want to look at the hoop house quick, there's
sure.
some greens growing. Not much, but yeah, the garlic, I'm excited. I'm hoping the kitchen could be inspected before the scapes are done, so we could maybe do something with like a scape pesto.
Oh yeah.
There's strawberries, last year's strawberries. This was the first year I tried them on plastic.
Yeah.
This is like the permanent plastic or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I did the double row.
Yep.
And then this is the biomulch. And I did the matted row.
You got a little on-farm experiment going on.
And they look pretty rough, but but last year it was funny because I had some over there that were bare soil matted row, and they were like pretty covered in weeds and clover and stuff, and they produced wicked good.
Did you cover these over the winter?
No.
No. Okay, so this is just like this. Did you have a pretty good snow cover or no?
No, not this year. I was afraid. Actually, I was mostly afraid for my garlic. I thought all the freezes and thaws. I mean, we had a lot of single digits.
Yeah.
Like the winter before, we only had like a few days in the single digits. And last winter it was like a lot. This is my newer asparagus planting.
Oh.
A few rows of purple, and then the green. I haven't been over here. I didn't realize it was already.
Here it comes.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you're welcome to eat some. I can sell all that I grow of it.
Yeah.
But it takes up so much space. So I don't know if it's how worth expanding it is or not.
Well, it's a perennial, so it'll keep coming.
Like this bed.
I don't know that I've ever eaten asparagus raw.
Oh, really?
It tastes like peas.
I can see that.
It's good.
Yeah, it's juicy.
How do you manage the weeds in that plot?
I burn it off in the spring and then just go with my tiller as shallow as I can. Pretty good. And then some years I'll be it until I'm done picking it, and then I till it again.
Yep.
And then once it comes up, hill it. Or yeah, if the weeds get out of control, what I should do is hill it. And then you set it back a few days. But this is the only tunnel with anything I'm picking from right now. Like the lettuce, for example, like you could take like this much, right, to get, I don't know, 20 half-pound bags, and you can get $100. But for the asparagus, you could be bent over every row and maybe get 20 bunches from there.
Yeah.
And it's way more space. But I guess it's the variety. But yeah, I lost those 3 covers and
this winter.
So this was the only one that I was able to plant in March.
Well, it looks good. With Jang too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, until a few years ago, I was just coming in with a rototiller, either BCS or like tractor. Like these tunnels, I built the end walls in mind with just going right in with the tractor as close to the side as I can, so I didn't have to like maneuver. But I don't know. I felt like, I don't know. I just didn't think. I don't know. I ended up. Now I'm doing the freaking broad fork and permanent beds, and it just seems better. I don't know. I don't know if I was getting a tiller pan. I'm sure if I got like the chisel plow, I could do it all mechanically and get the same effect. But also, how are you going to get, at least where these are, I can't get a tractor in here in March unless I keep it plowed all year. And so it's nice not relying on, and part of my operation not relying on a combustion engine, I guess.
Right. What brand are these tunnels?
Well, I got them from Nolts.
Okay. Yeah, Nolts tunnels.
Yeah, I loved. Yeah, Marcus like held my hand putting all these up. I asked so many questions, and but then that storm took them out. You follow that guy, Deep Roots Farm? He's in New York.
No.
Deep Roots. I kind of got this idea from him. I said screw the door, and I just like this one, the door blew off.
Yeah.
So I'm adding those verticals, and I'm just like that one I just covered. And then he said if you want to get in there with a tractor, just unwiggle wire I just
right,
framed the opening
realistically
smaller.
You're only in there once or twice
dumping manure now.
Yeah. So you pull it off for that week or two in the spring when you're prepping, and then button it up the rest of the year. That's not a bad idea.
Just to not deal with doors at all.
Yeah.
I got these 2 tunnels first, and those were my first like set of wood doors. But yeah, that one's spinach, and this one's nothing because it's not
it's a
covered,
sandbox.
Yeah. May 15th, it's got to be tomatoes. That's when I do my tomatoes up here. Trialed and error with like having the sides planted, and then I'll plant the tomatoes down the like carrots I was trying it with because I thought they're companions, but I feel like lots of times the carrots were too big by the time I put my tomatoes, and they kind of hampered.
How do you like the roller hooks for the tomatoes?
Oh, no, I like them. It's just maybe because I can't quite. You may have just enough reach to get them.
No,
I can't.
No, I'm on a 6-foot step ladder.
Oh, okay, so that's the only.
Right now, we don't use anything like that. We just use a pipe on the top and a pipe on the bottom and tie a string in between. We can't lower and lean with our existing system.
Yeah,
so I've been thinking about upgrading and just hearing what people like. Can you trip these?
Do you want one?
Like from the ground?
That I tried getting some reacher grabbers, and the ones I got weren't enough to.
So you need to pinch
So
them?
you can take one if you want. Yeah.
How
But if you
how
got the
do
right
you-
reacher grabber, you could probably. So right now, what I do is I just get the reacher grabber, get it. I've tried.
Okay, so
stilts,
you pinch it,
Yep.
and that's how it releases. Okay.
if I have it set up right, yeah. And then it'll catch there.
Right, because that would be the trick. So you could just do it without getting up there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Versus like the tomahawks, I think they're called,
Yeah.
where
Where
it's
you,
just wrapped and you have to pick it up and flip it.
then there's that clipper system, but that's wicked expensive.
Yeah.
I don't quite understand it either. But
Yeah, where you can just like, it's a drop wire, which comes down to like shoulder height.
yeah.
I just watched a video on it the other day, and then it's got 2 clips that you basically leapfrog. So every week, instead of adding clips or lowering it down, you can just like leapfrog the clips and slide the plant down that
Okay.
heavy-duty wire that it's resting on. Looks pretty slick. I haven't seen it a whole lot to
Have you priced them?
hear. No.
Oh, they're
no.
like, I don't know how, but they're like a
I
lot.
thought it was like $3 or $4 a unit or something. So
Oh,
yeah, when you
maybe
add it
more.
up times several
Yeah.
hundred plants in the greenhouse, it's not cheap, but I think they would last a long time too.
Yeah.
But labor isn't cheap either. So yeah, I always
Yeah,
like
there's
to put it
always-
in
yeah.
perspective. You know, how much time you spend trellising.
These
or,
I've had now for at least a few seasons, I'd say. So they give you a decent spool.
yeah.
So at the end, I'm just snipping them and I think cutting the base of the plant. And I think I was trying to pick your brain the last year or the year before on the best system of removing them.
On the
I think-
strings.
Just getting the tomatoes out, cleaning
Oh.
the tunnels at the end.
Yeah.
I think if I had like biodegradable clips,
Yeah.
maybe better start walking in case it.
Yeah.
Then I could just take the whole everything and either throw it in a compost pile or burn it, I guess. But taking all the clips off at the end is pretty tedious.
Yeah. Not the most fun.
Or I've let the plant stay in there so long where you can just like kind of smack your hands and they get so dried up that they
Yeah.
turn into almost nothing.
Or they get really nasty
Or yeah, if you get them in between, yeah, and they're rehydrated.
when they get
Yeah.
frosted, so they're dead, but they're just slimy and gross. Yeah.
Yeah. For a good while, it was just kind of, I don't know, or it still is. It's just like it provides like a full-time job basically for me. In the beginning, though, I was still doing. I mean, I still like work for a couple wire departments, but
Okay.
it was more of, I don't know, a job for me, and now I'm trying to think of it as maybe more of a farm or something. I don't know. Yeah,
A career.
yeah, I guess, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I worked on a friend's vegetable farm in high school, and I just thought it was okay, and I don't know.
So how long have you been doing this?
This is the 16th summer. Like,
Did
thought
you
I
go
was
to
gonna get
school
into-
for anything, or?
For actually went to school for finance and got a minor in computer science.
Oh well, finance is a good
Yeah,
thing to.
I went to UVM. And,
Oh.
I graduated in 2009, so it was like I guess the financial crisis or something.
Yeah.
And then my cousin was like, "Hey, why don't you like take advantage of the land?"
Yeah.
Uh,
So is this family land? You live
Well,
right here?
yeah, I was growing where the hoop houses are, and then across the street where I have an asparagus patch now. And then I only got this field in 2019
Okay.
from Cynthia,
Yeah.
and so I guess it's only been since then that I've been learning how to scale up, and so yeah, it's still very new to me.
Very new, but you've been doing it for 16 years.
Yeah.
You're up to 8 acres.
Yeah.
No, you're humble. I always just put it in perspective sometimes when I'm talking to somebody else. Like this spring, you know, someone asked me, "Are you doing strawberries again?" I said, "Yeah, we're getting into strawberries." I said, "You know, we're just planting a few, just like 1,000 plants," and their eyes just opened real wide, like 1,000 plants. I'm like, "Yeah, it's just 4 short
Yeah.
rows."
Yeah.
It's just
Here's last year's strawberries. I don't Yeah, Norse. You get them from Norse?
Yeah.
Is that why you're getting 1,000 now? Because of their pricing structure change?
No.
Or?
It's my first time trialing it in black plastic, so I didn't want to get in too over my head yet. So I kind of doing a trial run, and then before we scale up to like an acre, because our farm used to have 2 acres of strawberries, all pick your own.
Oh, sweet.
So I know the community
would support it.
Would accept that again, but
oh, that'd be amazing.
So my 4 little rows are going to sell out real fast.
Yeah.
But it's before we always did matted row, and
I mean 1,000 plants, you'd be, if they yield good, you'd be surprised.
That's potentially a lot of fruit. So
this is 1,000 plants here.
Is it?
Yeah. The deer is my biggest problem. They seem to come and get a lot of the runners when they're starting, or get a lot of the new growth. But
okay.
And I was cultivating it. What's that?
This single row?
Yep. Matted whatever. Yeah, the plants go a lot further with the matted row system, I guess. But yeah, Norse, they changed it where it's cheaper to get 500 than it is to get like 100 or something.
Huh.
So, yeah, so this is, just 2 varieties.
Is this bioplastic?
Yep.
Okay, so you, single row, were these plugs or
bare roots?
Bare roots.
Oh yeah, are you doing bare roots?
Yeah, we're doing bare roots and bioplastic, and
okay.
I'm hoping to mulch with straw.
Get that tool, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I was kind of wondering, I needed to make said tool or buy or something.
Yeah, I told my friend to buy. He's like, "Oh, dude, you're an idiot." He's like, "Why'd you buy that?" I was like, "Dude, it's got this sweet curve."
It's just a piece of metal with a cut in it. Yeah.
No, I made it. It made planting a breeze, and you're minimizing your opening in the plastic for weeds. But yeah, I ended up borrowing a friend's mower and brush hogging the weeds. Like, these are old lamb's quarter.
Oh yeah.
Things.
Yeah.
And so you're gonna mulch the footpaths once you're plant out, or you're gonna cultivate them first and then.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna mulch, I think, in between, or do plastic probably do plastic this summer, the weed mat row fabric.
Okay.
Then I'll pull that up in the fall, but then cover them with straw for winter.
Nice. Yeah,
and then they'll be nice and mulched again for picking next spring.
Yeah, I'd like to see how it works. I definitely have dreams of doing a pick your own strawberry here.
Well, yeah, you've got a great site for that.
Yeah.
Accessible fields, even your fields that are further away, it's an easy walk because it's flat.
Yeah.
Nicely sloped, so like.
But this wouldn't fly for pick your own.
Yeah, you got to keep a clean patch for pick your own, which is a trick.
But I think that would be just nice to kind of provide that for, I don't know, to give back, I guess, in a way. And obviously that's most of the labor is picking them. So if they're picking them and paying you to pick your, it's like, huh.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, we want to do, once the kitchen is up and going, we have ambitions to do some kind of like asparagus festival or something, or whatever crop's doing real good, and just try to cook up a bunch of it and just have it for free to the farm stand customers, because a lot of these people have been coming now for the whole time I've been doing it, and they're kind of, I don't know, got to give back somehow.
Yeah.
This patch here, I'm thinking carrots and beets and stuff. A lot of stuff is like all my lettuce is kind of here is based on the deer. I don't know if do you have a fence or you get deer problem?
No, we have deer sometimes, yeah.
And so yeah, a lot of it's, I feel like if I keep it closer to kind of stuff, and then stuff that the deer won't bother, like the potatoes or whatever.
Yeah.
Or garlic or onions could be out there, but
yeah.
I don't know. We put in for a grant for a fence. I had to get an estimate, and the fence would cost more than this field. Yeah.
Ouch. Yeah, those who have perimeter fence usually got a good grant to do so.
Yeah.
From what I hear.
Yeah, I may start thinking about it in sections, because even the grants that we could apply for have the 20% matching, and 20% of what a fence would be is
still a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, we just got the Climate Smart grant. Hopefully not like my friends in New York State. They get all jealous because I guess New York doesn't have as much of a grant program.
Yeah.
But we got the CSAP grant for an outdoor CoolBot cooler here.
Oh, nice.
Because, yeah, last year I had to bring, that one was filled with potatoes. First I had the potatoes just in there made like a dark room. And I had to bring all my carrots to a friend's cooler. So I figured that'd be,
Yeah.
hopefully you can't go wrong with more space.
Yeah.
But yeah, we gotta prep for the pad, get that poured, and supposedly have it all done by, I think, the 1st of June or end of June. So.
And all the planting done by early June.
Yeah.
What does sustainable farming mean to you? And what are you doing to achieve it?
I guess just being able to keep doing this every year, year after year, making small improvements, and I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
What are you most excited about coming into this season?
Good food. Yeah. Hopefully eating some of the good food with my family.
Yeah, that's good. You've done it enough. You've got your infrastructure, and now it's...
Kind of. Well, not really. I mean,
No.
I still... I was asking... People probably hate me on Instagram because I'm asking them questions. That Morningstar Farm,
Yeah.
I was asking him some potato questions, and I was like... Or my friend Chris, he was helping me. I was like, oh, I hope I can do this for long enough, or get old enough where it's like... I don't get anxious or whatever, or care. Just like I don't...
It's hard.
I always get all kind of worked up in the beginning,
Yeah. Yeah.
or anxious, or a lot of the anxiety comes from working with old machines and trying to keep those going.
Right. And especially because you have two 140s, but they're each kind of set up to do their own thing.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have the redundancy
Right, yeah.
if one goes down.
Initially it was more for the redundancy because I just realized, I was like, man, this thing does everything. If this thing fails me, I'm in trouble. And when I was getting them, they were like 20, like that one was maybe 2100.
Yeah, nice.
So it's almost cheaper than like a rototiller.
Yeah. Yeah, you have more in the Tilmor tools than the tractor.
Definitely.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. What fulfills you in this career?
Well, allows me to stay in town. Otherwise, you'd have to drive for 30 minutes for work. I guess working outdoors, growing our own food, so we know where it comes from. And
Do you have any long-term plans for the farm? Think it'll change a whole lot in the next 10 years?
we like to do some pick your own stuff, and more stuff to draw families to the farm so they can have like an experience, provide, I guess, like farm experience to, yeah, I don't know. It kind of grew on me. Like I said, I was working other things meanwhile, and then it just kind of eventually was like, all right, maybe I can just keep doing this.
Yeah.
And I didn't put much into it initially. This is kind of like the field in 2019 was the first kind of money I put into it.
Yeah.
And then that's finally paid for, and now took on some more debt for this. But this was, the grant that started this was because it's an APR field, so they had a farm viability grant.
Okay.
And first I was thinking about just doing a 3-bay, maximizing the money they gave us to build a 3-bay shed for my tractors.
Uh-huh.
But then my wife was like, oh, why don't we build a barn, and oh wait, maybe we should have a farm stand in there, and oh, let's have a kitchen and wash pack. And even though I've been doing it a while, it seems pretty new.
Yeah.
I mean, like getting that poly planter junior, getting plastic, that's only the last couple of years, so now this is the new building, and
A lot of new things to keep testing out.
it's tough though. At the same time, I don't know, I dwell on it more in the winter, but like not having a boss or working for yourself is, people think, oh, that's gotta be the best, but
It's harder than people realize.
yeah.
What do you do outside of farming for fun?
Metal detecting I've gotten into
Oh, neat.
over the last maybe 3 or 4 years. I was hoeing garlic over there and I found an Indian head scent. So then that kind of sparked me. I borrowed a friend's detector and then borrowed another friend's and then bought one. And man, right, you wouldn't believe the stuff that's in this field.
Huh.
The last I haven't been since 2 Januaries ago, just because I get consumed by work like this, doing this.
Right.
But right over there, I found a 3 cent. You heard of them? The Trime, it's called.
No.
It's the smallest silver that the U.S. government, I think, minted. It's a 3 cent silver piece. They only made it from like 1850 something to early 50s. So the one I found was like 1853. Over there, I found like a 180. You know what large cents are?
I think so.
Just like they're huge pennies,
Yeah.
18 something penny.
That's cool.
Down there, I found there's a cufflink off of a Continental Revolutionary War soldier.
Yeah, you got some old stuff in this.
Yeah, a
field.
lot of old buttons. I think there's been a lot of activity around here, and I think they used to have, like the house there is built in 1780, but I think they also had kind of smaller houses or cabins, kind of where
That would make
the
sense.
people
yeah.
would live and work in the fields. Yeah, so metal detecting, swimming, I guess, in the river down the road.
Nice.
I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of boring. Yeah.
Nah, it's simple. That's fine.
Like when I started, I was complaining to my friend yesterday. I'd like pretty much go to the river at least a couple of times a week, but I was like 22, so I just felt way less responsible. And now, even though I'm my own boss, I don't like go swimming because I tell myself I don't have time. I gotta get all
Right.
this stuff planted, or sometimes.
You're an adult now. You're
Yeah.
responsible.
Yeah,
Business and kids.
yeah. But I don't know.
It's good to cool down now.
The building makes it seem more serious than it is. Before the building, it was kind of just, I'd pop stuff up in the old horse barn, and now it seems all official and
It
I
is.
should be more than I am or something.
It might become more than what you'd imagine. So.
Yeah, I had a dirt bike, but that was sitting around, so I sold that, bought the Perfecta. Yeah,
Bummer.
yeah. Yeah, I actually got more I had a dual sport. I sold it to a guy in Vermont. I got more, almost, I think more than I paid for it
Nice.
off Craigslist, and yeah, I don't know.
If you were to restart farming now, knowing all the knowledge you've acquired in the last 15 years, is there anything that you would do differently? Or what do you think you would invest in first?
I kind of feel like I had to make the mistakes I made along the way, I guess, and learn with the pieces of equipment I had, maybe. It'd be nice to say, oh yeah, I'd buy all the sweetest stuff right away. But I don't know if the first year, if I'd be ready to operate all that or whatnot.
That
So-
is a wise answer.
You know what I mean, though? You
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
I don't know.
And yeah, in order to grow, you kind of have to go through you have to fail a
Phases.
certain number of times in order to either appreciate or understand and know what tools you need.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know what I would do sooner. I don't know. The thing is that I didn't think it grew on me. I
Yeah?
didn't think I was gonna kind of still be at it. Yeah.
That's okay too.
And that was the Farmer's Share. I hope you enjoyed this episode with Trip Shaw of Four Corners Farm. The Farmer's Share is supported by a grant offered by the USDA Specialty Crop Block Program from the Vermont Agency of Agriculture, Food, and Markets. This funding helps to cover some of my time and travel in order to produce this podcast until March of 2026. The USDA Agricultural Marketing Service supports projects that address the needs of U.S. specialty crop growers and strengthens local and regional food systems. I have no doubt that this podcast will meet those needs and help educate growers to support the industry. If you enjoy this show and want to help support its programming, you can make a one-time or reoccurring donation on our website by visiting thefarmershare.com/support. This show is also supported by the Ag Engineering program of the University of Vermont Extension. We also receive funding from the Vermont Vegetable and Berry Growers Association. The VVBGA is a nonprofit organization funded in 1976 to promote the economic, environmental, and social sustainability of vegetable and berry farming in Vermont. Their membership includes over 400 farms across Vermont and beyond, as well as about 50 businesses and organizations that provide products and services of all types to their members. Benefits to members include access to the VVBGA listserv to buy, sell plants and equipment, share farming information, and tap the vast experience of our growers. Access the Community Accreditation for Produce Safety, also known as CAPS. This program is designed for growers, by growers, to help you easily meet market and regulatory food safety expectations. You can access the VVBGA's Soil Health Platform, where you can organize all the soil tests and create and store your soil amendment plans and records. Access to webinars for growers in the VVBGA annual meeting, an email subscription to the Vermont Vegetable and Berry newsletter, camaraderie, enhanced communication, and fellowship among commercial growers. Memberships are on a per farm, per calendar year basis, and annual dues this year are $80. These funds pay for the organization's operating costs and support educational programs and research projects. These funds also support projects that address grower needs around ag engineering, high tunnel production, pest management, pollinators, produce safety, and soil health. Become a member today to be a part of and further support the veg and berry industry. You can visit thefarmershare.com to listen to previous interviews or see photos, videos, or links discussed from the conversation. If you don't want to miss the next episode, enter your email address on our website and you'll get a note in your inbox when the next one comes out. The Farmer's Share has a YouTube channel with videos from several of the farm visits. We're also on Instagram, and that's where you can be reminded about the latest episode or see photos from the visit. Lastly, if you're enjoying the show, I'd love it if you could write a review. In Apple Podcasts, just click on the show, scroll down to the bottom, and there you can leave 5 stars and a comment to help encourage new listeners to tune in. I'd also encourage you to share this episode with other grower friends or crew who you think would be inspiring for them. Thanks for listening.